So here we go, guys. I got the special event for you guys. We are going to be watching it live, and then I will have this up shortly after. So let's get into it and find out what they have to tell us what's coming in year 5.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Special Report. My name is Daria Ilina. I'm the community developer for the Division 2, and today with me is our product director, Morten Reiberg. Hello, Morten.
Hello, Daria. Hello, everybody.
So, first season of year 5.
Yep.
But before we get into all the things year 5, let's talk about what we're planning to discuss today to give you all an overview. So, of course, we'll talk about the new season, the Manhunt, the apparel event that is part of the new season Broken Wings. We'll show you the new trailer, of course, new targets. There is going to be one interesting development about new targets. You're going to see it very soon. And, of course, we're going to talk about the changes we made following the PTS, Phase 1 and 2, especially Descent, talk about some quality of life updates, not all of them. You will be able to see the full list after the live stream because we're planning to release the patch notes almost right away. So stay tuned for that. And then there are also a few surprises that we prepare for you.
Yes, there's a lot of things to go over.
A few surprises.
Super exciting to kick off year 5, right around the corner.
Let's see.
And before we're gonna do that, let's probably just mention the season 11 conclusion. How did you find it? How did you like it?
I think, I loved it. And I think from what we've seen with our players, they were surprised. It was tough. It was probably a bit too tough. But at least it was a very exotic moment in time for the story and how that evolves. So yeah, it's very exciting to go into this season and see how that develops.
Oh yeah, there is going to be a continuation of a story for sure. Lauren Stone prepared a lot of interesting things for us to discover. But before we go into first season of the year 5, I think it's important to have some sort of a story recap, especially for those of you who had no chance to play through season 11, or for the players, for the future players, right? That they won't have a chance, unfortunately, to witness it in person. And for that specific occasion, we decided to team up with one very well-known content creator, I would say a lore master. You guys all know him very well. It's NGN, our favorite Aussie. And together with him, mainly it was him, right? We created this super nice story recap. Let's watch.
Agents, Natalia Sokolova has gone too far. Using the countermeasure program recovered from the attack on the Kansas core, she has disabled the White House's defenses and attempted to retrieve her lost asset, BTSU leader Barton Schaefer. Her mission was thwarted by the heroic sacrifice of former True Son, Captain Fred Lewis. But the division had no time to celebrate this win or mourn their friend, as the Black Tusk abducted several members of the community who are responsible for major services in DC. Agent, your mission is to recover our missing people. Some of these assets may be familiar faces, and a few new people who have helped you in the fight to save what remains. Agents.
Super nice. I love it. Thank you so much,
That's pretty good. Hey, good job.
Yeah, it's good to just get everything set and recap for people the situation, the dire situation that we're in right now, with Sokolova taking more and more presence in DC for sure.
And it's always so pleasant to just listen to NGN talk. It's just this shade SMR. Oh, I know that he doesn't like when we say shade. SHD, especially for you, NGN. So yeah, basically we're ready to move to
year 5.
Year 5, season 1, called Broken Wings, and in the wake of the attack on the White House, we're going to be tasked with rescuing 11 people who we discover are missing.
Yeah, so for the first season, we're going after a part of those, and that's gonna pan out throughout the next couple of months, and it's gonna be extremely exciting to turn everything upside down, I would say, versus what we've been used to, hunting targets. Now we are set to get our people back.
Yeah, let's watch the trailer.
What?
Agents have one mission. All the threats we face. All the sacrifices we make. They're in service of one overriding purpose: to protect our community. And if we cannot bring our people home, then we fail that mission.
I want that. Y'all see that apparel? The night vision goggles?
So, as you just saw, Year 5 prime target, Marie Sin is the former director of the DC Aquarium, and she's going to be our prime target, but we would need to rescue her and other 4 hostages and bring them back to safety.
Yeah, I mean, we have some very important features of the castle that are, of course, not being populated by these people, and we want to get those facilities back in working order. So we will have to go on this hunt and hopefully get them safe back to help us rebuild the castle for real this time.
Yeah, that's another very distinguished feature of the Broken Wings, that we not only need to save our people, but also bring back the facilities and rebuild the castle for reals now.
Yeah, so we see the targets here. So Amari in center. And of course, there's some story with her being a fiancé of a very well-known NPC in our story. I'll let you all discover that. But also, as you can see here, we have the targets or the missing people: John Aver, Lauren Mitchell. You know, the typical setup for that. But of course, with them being friendlies, everything is also going to look a bit different in the UI. It's just, trying to really play into the new fantasy of the season, being a friendly manhunt, if you could say, use that kind of word.
That's cool.
And then, of course, the apparel event.
So instead of the manhunt targets, we're looking for missing people.
Yeah, we'll definitely show you some snapshots of it later. But yeah, let's talk about Castle a little bit. I think it's one of the things that a lot of our players are mostly interested in. So what you can share without any major spoilers about the Castle.
Yeah, so the castle is, we saw the reaction for the players when the castle suddenly were populated at the beginning of Season 11. And this time around, we actually will see a progress throughout the season. So for each target that you, or hostage that you get back, one of the facilities of the castle will be opened up. So we have a real progression sensation for the player to feel throughout Season 1 here, Broken Wings. So yeah, it's hopefully visually pleasing, but also some of the fantasy that we saw that players really wanted from Season 11 that is coming this time around.
Yeah, I know that it's been sitting there forever, basically untouched, and a lot of people have been asking questions like what's going to happen with this specific settlement. So here's your answer. Finally, with the Year 5 Season 1 Broken Wings, we're going to be able to come back and reclaim the castle. Super excited for that.
Yeah, it's very exciting for sure. So we'll let you all discover that from tomorrow when Season 1 goes live. So for you Aussies, it might be the day after. Not really following the time zones completely, but it's gonna be close to your midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be our usual standard maintenance time. And yeah, tomorrow when you wake up,
Everything
or
goes
if
live
you
tomorrow,
want to
baby.
just, never go to sleep and wait and be the first one to play, we'll announce the maintenance details later today after the live stream together with the patch
Nice.
notes. So you will be able to get all the information, basically recapped, the majority of the topics we'll be discussing today. But before we move into that, let's talk about the Manhunt rewards. Like, for example, with season, with the latest season, we already introduced the
Yeah.
new way of.
Yeah, it's a vanity rewards, and we want to be very clear about this because we did see a lot of confusion about what was it actually that was rewarded at the end of the Manhunt. So we decided to basically invest our time in creating a really nice new gear, weapons, and whatnot to be rewarded in other areas of the game, and not keep them behind a 12-week calendar of the Manhunt. The Manhunt, or the story progression, I should say, is a reward in itself, and it's super costly to produce, but we also really like to produce it because we think it's very compelling, and we can see the feedback from all of you guys out there that you really like it. So it's more of a token of completion, and then I will bet you that we are introducing throughout the year 5 some nice things where you can go and get some unique kind of rewards instead of putting them on the Manhunt, basically.
So yeah, I would say that pretty much nothing has changed. You're gonna get
Correct.
the same gear and weapons through the season pass reward track, and then one extra item or 2 or 3 or
Yeah, it's gonna be dropped here and there throughout the year. Yes.
yeah. And
Nice.
talking about the season pass, of course, as you already know, those of you who took part in the PTS, you're already accustomed with all the new gear. But not only the gear going to be a part of the new season pass. Yeah, we can see the Shocker Punch. It's
Oh,
a
that's pretty-
new
I like
exotic
that. It's kinda cool.
holster. There are also going to be 9 new weapon skins.
Yep.
We'll show a few of them a bit later. 10 new gear dice.
Correct.
3 new emotes.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
really
bringing
excited for
emotes
that.
back. So that's we got our hands on some people that can actually do all the animation tech that's needed to do that.
That's pretty
and
cool.
That's super exciting that we get some new emotes back on the season pass.
Yeah, also 3 new arm patches.
Yep.
And special year 5 season 1 vanity outfit.
Yes.
That's actually pretty nice.
There's of course we're introducing the normal standard vanity outfit. You can see the Cavalier gear set on screen right now. But yeah, we have a standard vanity outfit that unlocks pretty early on in the season pass, and then something new
Usually
that we're
level
introducing
5,
with
10.
season 1 is another outfit to collect on the premium pass, which we revealed a little time ago. I think it was on Division Day. That the Splinter Cell outfit will be a part of the season pass.
Oh,
So
nice.
this is something that we would rather reward players with as an example instead of putting stuff on the Manhunt completion.
And a new helmet as well.
I
So a
respect
lot
that.
of new vanity items, and I think that's something that players has been asking
That
for a
weapon.
long time
Yes.
now. So it's very exciting
Oh,
that we're
can't
gonna get
wait.
a lot of them. And yeah, you can see the Sand Elma engine. It's another exotic assault rifle that's going to be available with the season 1 Broken Winds.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think
that's a nice
from
shotgun
the
skin.
PTS feedback, it's a very sought after a weapon. People seem to like the fantasy of the Saint Elmo engine. And here are some of the weapon skins on the track as well.
And just to mention quickly that season pass is of course optional. Here is just a glimpse of what is going to be available. There is 100 items you can get.
Not too much of a fan of that one.
Progressing, and a new helmet available as the final level 100 reward. That's something I mentioned. Sorry.
Police M4
But
got a nice skin.
yeah, It's available in the game store for $9.99. It's completely
like kinda
optional, and yeah,
goldish?
it's also
It has a
available
gold trim?
through Ubisoft Plus to Ubisoft Plus subscribers.
Oh,
And yeah, here
look
we
at
see
that.
a few nice.
Very
Yeah, some
nice
of
skin.
the last
Yeah.
skins
I really
we
love
have,
that one.
and I think
They
we're
did
just
a
gonna
good job on the
ramp
skins though
this
overall. I
part
think out
off
of all of
with
them, it's
the
just the sniper one I didn't like the
Splinter
most one.
Cell. Here it is. Outfit
Everybody's
that
running
will
around with
be
that.
also part of the premium pass.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But talking about vanity, there is one April event that's going to be a part of this season called Escalation.
The one that they showed would look kind of cool.
Yes, Escalation apparel event. So this one is inspired by Shade Tech and Black Tusk. So we, Palace team and Palace especially had this fantasy of, all right, how would the Shade inspired part of a, the Black Tusk are very evolved and have a lot of tech at their disposal, and how would that be if it looked, from a Shade Tech perspective? So that's kind of the fantasy behind this, and we have a few of the outfits you can see here. Again, there are some visual effects that are not super easy to show on a still image. So you'll have to wait to see those in game. But I think it's a really nice looking set of
I want to see those goggles. I bet those goggles look better instead of that still image. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and here is a preview of some of them created by our content here at Massive. Hello, George. So just to mention
Okay, it looks way better than that
the
picture.
Pearl event is dropping very soon. This month to be precise. The final date will be revealed
Nice.
a bit
So
later.
it's later in June, yeah.
Yeah, and
I actually like those. I might
just a reminder
goggles.
for everyone that the apparel caches can be earned from 3 sources. One free key will be granted to all the players. Another source is shade leveling, 1 key for every 4 shade levels.
Pretty cool though.
And direct
Kind of goes with
purchase
the whole
premium
Splinter Cell
credits.
thing.
And if you're a season
Oh, I like those
pass
pants.
owner, you will be granted 3 extra keys. So
Oh, is it
yeah,
backpack
don't miss a
skin?
chance. We'll
Yeah, I
make
like
an
that.
announcement soon.
Yep.
And I think it's a very neat.
I might be
looking
rocking that
apparel
one.
event.
So they're gonna have backpacks too. That's
Hope
pretty
you like it. We do at least.
Yeah, I know that a lot of players are fans of tactical looking gear, and
that
I
looks
mean
nice.
Johnson. It's one of the outfits created after one of the characters
pretty
that we have
clean.
on the key art, right?
It might be. I haven't spoken to Palace specifically about each of the sets, but yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
I'm a fan.
they are like
You can
semi
mix match
tactical.
those pieces. This is
It's
gonna be
very
nice.
techy,
I wonder when
I would say.
it goes.
And I'm pretty sure that a lot of players gonna, if not finding the complete outfits, as we know that people like to mix and match and create their own look and style. And I'm pretty
That's
sure
me
there are
right there.
some pieces in here that will be used quite heavily moving forward.
And would go
Yep.
very well with a Splinter Cell outfit.
Also that, yes. I
You
just
can
love this hat
create
to the
something-
right here.
something. Yeah, the hat is super nice.
Yeah, that has
Okay,
nice.
that's I think we actually talked pretty much about everything concerning year 5 season 1 Broken Wings, and of
Yes.
course apart from that there were more updates and more things that we wanted to discuss and announce. So let's talk about some other updates that we have prepared for the live stream. BTS results and descent. Talking about, since we already started talking about the gear, I know that there were a few changes following the first BTS regarding the new gear, weapons, and talents. There were going to be more details about that in our patch notes. Not a lot has been changed since BTS Phase 2.
No, just just to clarify and make sure that everybody understands again that when we're running multiple phases of the PTS, it is to test different things and see how both players react, how the game reacts, how it fits in, and And based on that data we get in, we are making, the decisions or final adjustments before we go live. And there's quite a few adjustments. I would call them adjustments. There's only one big change since PTS in terms of gear and whatnot. And that is, we tested 2 different variations of the Cavalier gear set. And we have decided to go with the direction that it went for the first PTS. So it is preventing skill damage instead of just a flat damage. I think it's, it brings more specific fantasy to the set. And I think it's also, it became too tanky and we could see a lot of unwanted scenarios with how it was designed for PTS2. So that's been adjusted quite heavily. But then, of course, there's some small values here and there on a lot of different things. But that's the main thing I would say that has changed since PTS2.
Yeah, and you would be able to get all that details almost right after the live
Increase
stream.
the post-nemesis level
once
difficulty.
The patch notes are released.
Adjust the
And
difference
yeah, let's
between
talk about
single and
the
co-op
Descent
experience.
game mode. Thank you so much for the cue. Actually, there were a few changes made to Descent game mode, mostly between the phase
I
1
agree
and
with all of
phase
these.
2. And that is something that we already outlined in the PTS patch notes, but for a wider audience, since not everyone can take part in the PTS or owns only a console, I just want to make sure that these are the changes that we made following the first phase and a few user tests that we ran for Descent. So, for example, there were multiple feedback and people asking about Nemesis difficulty being increased.
Yeah, Nemesis has been adjusted again.
Yeah.
I think on a grander scale on Descent, there are the big concern about difficulty. And we're looking at the game mode in the sense that we want people and players to be able to at least get to the Nemesis fight. They might struggle or not on the actual Nemesis fight, which is fine. If you continue after the Nemesis, that's a different type of player, I would say, and something that we let you decide as a player if you want to push for, leaderboard and whatnot.
Makes sense.
And that progression after the Nemesis, we have adjusted since PTS2 as well. Actually, with quite a lot of changes. I think I got like 2 pages of lines of adjustments to make sure that we get that sensation correct, that it becomes more and more impossible to progress, basically. But we also heard you in terms of rewards and how that is done. And that has also been given a big overhaul. So there is, of course, the XP that you gain from, finishing the game mode. But I can also, is it too early to reveal the big part of the rewards for completing it? The named blueprints will be in the Descent reward pool, meaning that you will be able to grind out blueprints for named items in the game.
From the previous seasons.
From previous seasons, yes.
Wow.
So that is, and it's, since it's in a loop pool, you will have to play it multiple times to get, the one that you want. But it is a brand new item in the game.
That's actually pretty good.
That will be featured in the
That's
one of the
cool.
caches, and we'll have it all in the patch notes later today.
Yeah, this new type of cache called reconstructed cache.
Yes.
Which will feature the items otherwise unobtainable and
That's
unavailable
good.
to new players.
Yeah.
that is your cue to go and play Descent once it drops tomorrow. So super.
That'd be a reason to play
And
it,
yeah,
especially to get those
talking
named
about
blueprints.
the XP earns and rewards. That's, I think, one of the major parts of the changes, that we made to the mode, because a lot of people were confused as to, will it be rewarding? In what way? Why should I play Descent at all if I'm not interested in the story? But consider this with the XP earned for completing descent runs. XP awarded to players who have not reached level 40 would go towards your main game progression. And same if you're already a level 40 player and move on to Shade level watch
so you can play this
progression
before you
path,
hit level 40.
that's the XP that's gonna go there. And of course, it would also help with the seasonal XP. If you're a season pass owner, that would also add to the seasonal reward track.
Okay.
Absolutely. Anything XP is, progressing your season pass.
So it's just not a separate activity, completely detached from the rest.
No, but
of
it's
the
also, it's
way to
extremely
get
important that
shade levels.
we find something that is, different from other game modes. And I think now we have the summit that, has legendary difficulty and a unique drop with the bighorn. We have the countdown game mode that, is like the loot pinata, I would say. And now we have the descent game mode, which is to grind those specific caches and name the blueprints as part of that experience for sure.
It gives me a reason to grind descent.
Just having fun in a 4-man group.
Yeah, and since your XP gains would go toward whatever you are doing in the main game at the moment, that's, a perfect opportunity for both veteran and new players to...
Yeah, and we will revisit later in year 5 what, we're keeping an eye on the descent game mode and, other game modes that we have to see if we should, potentially add more things to be featured in those.
Yeah, and just a quick reminder, if you don't know what the descent game mode is, it's 1 to 4 new game mode available for everyone. You don't need to be a Warlords of New York owner. You can just play it straight away. It doesn't matter what level do you have. And yeah, it can be played solo and can be played with a group of friends. And I think it's even more exciting when you play it with someone else. But then again, we also adjusted the difference between the single and co-op experience. So it should be much more smooth now.
Yeah, better aligned between it was a lot easier in solo play previously. So we needed to balance that out a bit more. So yeah.
And also this mod, it's a perfect opportunity for you to discover different types of weapons, talents, and skills, and try to play with the builds that otherwise
honestly, I like the game
would
mode.
Not even think about, because the randomized selection of different weapons and skills and talents, that's something that gives you endless opportunities to try and combine things that are otherwise you probably
Rewards was
would
my
not think
biggest
about in the main
concern,
game.
to be honest.
Yeah, and then the final little reward is for each 10 levels that you beat in the game mode, you will be rewarded with a unique arm patch to show off that you've done so in the season. So they will be season themed, these arm patches. So of course the first tier is for 10 levels, and then 20 levels, 30 levels, and then we stop at 40 levels. So for those who continue after 40 levels, that'll be on you to just see how far you can go. But at least we heard the feedback, that people were concerned if it was, based only on the leaderboard placement. Yeah, so we will reward everybody who achieves these levels with the unique arm patches for Descent.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wonder how many hours are gonna be after the release for people to reach level 100. Because I think after the first BTS, it was like, 18 hours?
Yeah, I hope we have adjusted it so it's damn near impossible to actually get there. But, you keep surprising, so I don't know, maybe.
I mean,
we'll
knowing our players, I'm 100% sure that we're going to see people competing for the top of the leaderboard
Yeah.
or the fastest reach to level 100. And yeah, there are a few new screenshots from the mode that we prepared specifically for the live stream.
So level 100 is the cap?
But then again, I would be very much interested to hear the feedback from those of you in the community who had no chance to play during the PTS phases. Because yeah, we if there are anything that, whatever feedback you have, keep it coming, and we'll definitely
Yeah, I mean, all
take
our
everything
console
into
players, right?
consideration. Yeah.
So it's gonna be extremely exciting to see all of you engage with the game mode. It is only a small percentage of our player base that actually do download the PTS and play that. So suddenly having hundreds of thousands of players, actually millions of players to enjoy the game mode is a very different experience and size in terms of data. So it's gonna be super exciting.
Yeah, and while the PTS feedback is super important for us to fine-tune things, it doesn't equal the final decision. Of course, if there are more feedback, it will be taken into account. And yeah, if there are some changes,
I'm ready for tomorrow. What about you guys? You guys ready for tomorrow?
So yeah, please let us know what you're gonna think about Descent. I think it's super exciting game mode, especially as you can meet Aaron Keeler, but I would not fanboy over him again. Okay, but there are some quality of life updates. I think that also important for us to talk about. And yeah, for example.
Let's bring them up on screen. If you can, Dory. Here we are. Yes. So first off, the grand step. I mean, we've been struggling with our grants. That's no secret. And we've designed a new way to grant any kind of compensation. So from tomorrow, the compensations will be in the store. There will be a new tab in the store called Grants. And in there, you will find the newly skinned Dr. Home that will be available to all players from tomorrow. And you can claim that once per account. And hopefully we're done with all the issues that has been for a very few percentages of our players, but we can't live with a few percentages that are not getting the grants as they were supposed to. So that has been designed from the ground up, and we're super happy that we can finally give this long overdue grant to you guys.
Yeah, and there were a few others. I mean, that's of course not all of them. The full list will be available for you later tonight after the live stream through the patch notes. Pretty much all of them were part of the PTS Phase 2. So not much has been changed since then, but there were a lot of talks about the XP revamp. And to provide you with the answer, we prepared a special asset showcasing the values of the
on the XP revamp. So we heard the feedback, and we have buffed it across the board since PTS 2. So of course the double XP is removed, and then instead, if we're looking across at the numbers from previous and to tomorrow, we are across the board basically increasing all XP gains by 12%. So some of these activities in the open world will be massively buffed. I mean, they will be more than double XP than what they are today. And all those details will be in the patch notes later today. That's so I think it's something we're going to be tracking, and hopefully it'll feel rewarding. Basically the idea is that instead of resetting the map, playing the UI as I tend to call it, by resetting the map, finding that certain activity you want to play, fast travel, run to it, do it, and then repeat. The idea is that all activities grant the same kind of XP per hour. By the way, it's including NPC kills. And so, you will just play whatever is nearest. So I think players also need to factor that in, that the time that you spend, resetting, traveling, running is basically gone. So you just run to the next one if you really want to do fast XP gains in open world. There's many other things you can do for XP, but Just to make clear that we hope that it feels more satisfying and that you can actually enjoy a variety of events instead of just chasing those convoys. So that's the idea behind all of this.
I was wondering if he was going to say
and then we'll see where we end up. But I feel and hope that we are in a good spot with what comes with tomorrow's update.
Yeah, and we want to be absolutely transparent about that feature. That's why we decided to give you the exact values with the percentages of the increase and decrease. But I'm going to mention this, that the overall increase is about 12%.
That's 12%,
yeah, across all the activities.
Yeah. So if you add them all up and write out, it'll be around there, yes.
Yeah. So even if you see the decreased values, the overall is still an increase.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope that you're gonna be happy with those changes we made. And yeah, there are a few other updates that we have that are not really quality of life.
One thing I like is that mission
but rather
difficulty can be
something that we
changed
think
regardless
is
of the world
important for us to
difficulty.
discuss.
That's a good
Here
one.
is a sneak peek at the most important quality of life improvements that are going to be a part of the Year 5 Season 1, dropping tomorrow. But
If I can just mention one of them.
please do.
Yeah, I mean, the mission difficulty can be changed. This is something that I personally have been, wanting
Yo,
for
he thinks like
a
me.
very long
Morton.
time.
I like you, man.
If you're running in Living World Activity Heroic and then you want to just, run straight through a mission just to complete it, and you want to set it at challenging, you can do so. And it's a very small adjustment, I know, but it takes time for our people to actually set it up and make it happen. But I think those small, quality of life improvements are just, we appreciate them. And I also think that for all the raid players, having the extra challenge of adding directives to the raids, it's going to be a good fun for them, for sure.
I mean, even marking apparel items as your favorite, it's a very
Yeah.
nice improvement, because then you don't need to scroll through
Yeah,
everything.
Hundreds of, true.
Yeah, and quick grenade selection. I know that was a very popular one once we announced it for the PTS Phase 2. Because that's actually something that was not available in any
Correct.
way before.
And we list in the patch notes how you bring that up on screen.
Yeah, there are going to be details both for console and PC players on where you can find it.
I didn't
in
even
the
notice
menu,
that.
and what you should
I'm gonna try
press
it out,
on
though.
your keyboard or
Yep.
gamepad. And yeah, talking about other updates, I don't know which one do you want to start with first.
Cool. Go.
Okay, let's rip off the band-aid. Spec revamp.
Yeah, the spec revamp. So I think it has been kind of revealed in the past, and we have talked about it. But I think it's important that we address it here live with you guys, and it's something that we had to set aside because what we wanted to do with the changes to endgame and how you play the game and engage with the game from Season 4 of Year 5, it really didn't fit in. And it, we didn't really feel that it had the oomph that it was supposed to bring. So that was set aside and a complete new set was designed to make, changes throughout, both with Season 4, but also throughout time. If there's going to be so many changes. But yes, unfortunately, that means that the article that was posted in, I think it was November 2021 or something, is inaccurate because it's not going to hit servers. At least we don't intend to let that be part of what we're designing at the moment. We think it's much more exciting what we're doing, and we hope you think so too.
So goodbye.
Once we are ready to reveal that, that'll be
Spec revamp. I
later
had
in
a
Year
feeling
5.
it wasn't happening
So
anymore.
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, do you think it would be possible for us to maybe give a glimpse of those changes to ETF players at least?
Yeah, we will for sure we will bring the ETF into play as soon as we have something that we need feedback on. Yes, we've seen that with the sense that we should probably have brought them in earlier, and they bring a lot of valid feedback. So that is also something that we will be doing with this, because it's quite dramatic what we are, the plans. So we need to make sure that we get it right.
Yeah, thank you so much for commenting on that. And I think, a lot of people have been asking what's going to happen with the spec revamp. And yeah, here's your answer.
Yep.
And talking about some other important topics, reputation system, sanctioning, easy anti-cheat, and what our stance currently on all those happenings.
Yeah, I hope it's becoming more clear that we've started doing a lot on this topic. So cheaters, we dislike cheaters just as much as you do, and we want them gone. And that is any kind of cheater. And we have started banning a lot of them. And we have updated a lot of our tools. We're working on some really advanced stuff behind the scenes, so that we, in the next, I would say, hopefully 4 to 6 months, have even better systems that we have today. But at least now we have some people that know how to work with it, and that's why we started seeing ban waves happening, and they will continue to happen. And the same thing goes for exploiters. And no, you don't have to be afraid of playing the game and be tagged or marked as an exploiter. These people, they know that they're doing is what they're doing is wrong. We're talking many times the XP of what a normal player can accumulate, we have tracking tools in place.
Get him out of here.
And we also have some automated systems that goes live with the update tomorrow.
Yeah, and I can't really go into all the details about the sanctioning metrics. Of course, there is one that we are, working in reference with, but I'm just going to remind you about this one thing. Unfortunately, neither me nor Morten can ban people directly. No. We do not have any access to this specific tool. So if you think that a person you encountered in the game or online while watching, I don't know, Twitch streams or whatnot, and you see that they are an exploiter or a cheater, there is only one way for you to report them, is through Ubisoft support. And if you can include video evidence or anything that clearly shows that this person is spoiling the experience for everyone else, please do so. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not up to us, the dev team, to ban these people. So just a reminder, please submit your request for Ubisoft support, and I'm sure that we will be able to help you very soon. And talking about the sanction metrics, actually, that's another one very important thing, that if a person, let's say an accidental cheater, right, or they encountered a mechanic that they didn't know is considered cheating, they won't be banned right away. They would be sanctioned for quite some time. But if the exact same person, would become a reoffender, so doing that on purpose, knowing that it's not something that they're supposed to do, that it goes against the rules in the code of conduct, that's where this person will be labeled as a cheater and as exploiter in the system and banned from it.
Yeah. So cheaters, people that use third-party software to cheat in our game, will be banned from first offense. Period. There's no room for them. The exploiters, we have to tell them that what they're doing is wrong, and they will, of course, be having a second chance at behaving like they should. But yeah, that's it's we just want to make sure that you understand that we take it very seriously, and we are working on some stuff that should hopefully be very positive for the game in the very near future. And as stated, we have already started ban waves. So yes, that is correct. It's happening, and it will continue to happen. So
No one will be spared, so behave.
no, we just want to make a fair and fun playground for you, for all of you guys that play the game legit. And there's nothing more frustrating than to meet these people that just ruin your experience. So it's for all of you good guys out there. So hopefully that can bring a little smile to your day.
Another thing that I think would bring a smile to a lot of our faces is the countdown matchmaking update.
Yeah, so there's a small patch on the countdown. We know that it's broken, and it's frustrating that you have to queue up several times to find a match that is working. And we know we have a fix for the matchmaking. So apparently, what has been going on is that the exact time that it loads in, one of the players is kicked or leaves or gets like a desync. Then it breaks the countdown session. So that fix is coming with tomorrow, and then we'll of course keep a close eye on everything countdown to see if there are any other issues that could potentially be part of breaking the experience. But hopefully we can all start the loot grind in countdown on a more regular and fun basis from
Finally,
tomorrow.
hopefully.
Yeah,
Should be
I feel like this person from the meme with the pancakes because descent, countdown, new Manhunt. There are too many things
Yeah.
to do.
There's plenty of time, right?
Yeah.
Um,
One last thing, the blueprints of the previous seasons.
Yeah. So we know that there are blueprints missing from 4 seasons. Season 9, 10, 11, and season 3.
4 too.
So they will be in season 1. They will be added to the loot pool of control point level 4s. So people who didn't acquire the blueprints during those seasons can go and grind them in the control points. Season 3 is a bit delayed. We will have to get back to you when those will be added. But season 9, 10, 11 will be in the game during June. They will be added.
Cool.
We'll add it to the patch notes as soon as we have them ready. But it's on the to-do to get them in. We'll have a tracker to see. It might be 18.1 that they're added, but it is definitely something we need to get in, and hopefully all of you guys can then start having an extra reward for completing level 4 control points.
We were just talking about
Once
this on
there is more
stream.
information, we'll just update the known issues board
Yep.
to give you the details, and stay tuned for one of those Hell's Patches updates because it's definitely going to be a part of the patch notes.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for all those very exciting, some maybe.
This is
not
the longest
very
stream that I
exciting,
thought
but
they would do.
At least that's transparency for you. We are not trying to
Some really good things.
keep any information
No.
undisclosed. But to finish off on a super positive note, I think that would be nice to talk about year 5 again in general and provide you guys with the recap of what year 5 is supposed to be. Not really a recap, a roadmap more like. And we've noticed that since the announcement we made on the Division Day regarding the Season 4 and the potential DLC, not the potential, already set in stone, people started speculating like crazy what the DLC is going to be about, where it's going to be located.
Yeah. And I think I guess we thought it would be obvious from the roadmap. Yeah, we see the roadmap. But yeah, let's just confirm that the DLC will be set in Brooklyn, New York. So
We talked about
that's out of the way. All the speculations can stop. We saw some very creative suggestions and videos and whatnot. So, but yeah, that's the location that we're going in at the end of the year.
They're gonna expand on New
we're
York
super
City.
excited for that when that
perfect.
happens. But before that, we have 3 other seasons, and also just want to make sure that everybody understands the roadmap very clear and what is the takeaway of each of the seasons. So of course with with Broken Wings. We have the Descent game mode, and we have the castle rebuild. That is a real rebuild, or at least the people that are coming back are having an impact on what you can gain access to at the castle. The same is happening in season 2, Puppeteers. So that is when we conclude the castle rebuild. And just also to make sure that if people didn't play season 1 and joined at season 2, the complete season 1 will of course already be active at the castle. That's just how game development works. The takeaway of season 2 is of course the incursion. So we see the Burning Mansion on the roadmap. It's the Maraid estate. The cleaners have paid them a visit, and it's your job to go rescue the people of the estate, and we'll have some really nice, exotic and very hot gameplay moments in this location and the incursion. I really look extremely much forward to this piece of content. And then for season 3, so it's a slower season in terms of pieces of content and whatnot. Story-wise, I think this is probably the big story piece of the year, and we're not going to talk more about that. And then we are trying to bring some more engaging holiday fun. And we'll get back to you, of course, with what that entails and how you can be part of that. But it should be more gameplay rewarding than what it has been previously.
Back to New York City. What
so
does it
just
mean?
some small stuff happening on that front. And that is, of course, in order to prepare the team for the big drop at the end of the year with season 4, where we both have the story DLC and what we call season 2, the changes to how you play the game, in game wise and whatnot. So, yeah, that's just a very short recap of the roadmap that was shared during Division Day, and with the reveal of the Brooklyn location for the story DLC.
Looks super exciting. I'm head over heels for the incursion. It's an amazing experience. I've been an avid fan of incursions from the Division 1, and if you haven't played it, if you're only a Division 2 player, I would say that this specific incursion, I don't know if I'm allowed to even say that. Please please stop me if I mention something I'm not supposed to, but the only difference between Division 1 and Division 2 incursions would be that Division 2 incursion feels more like a raid.
Yes. And then I think we'll keep the rest for season 2 live stream. But that's true.
I'm just already anticipating the questions about us developing another raid. So you're gonna have this instead.
This is it.
That is super exciting. Believe me. But I think that's it. We covered pretty much everything. There are a few questions from the chat that we've been collecting during the live stream. So let's look at what we have. So first question is about the new skin for the Doctor Home, and the person asking, will the original skin from the previous release stay, or will a Doctor Home be reskinned completely?
So currently we do not have a way to skin an exotic weapon. So it'll be a new skin for the current weapons that everybody has. We are exploring, if we sometime in the future should have skins on exotics. We've seen a lot of you people ask for this. It's still being debated if that's something that is to happen or not. But it's gonna have a new look by tomorrow. But we'll keep it a surprise how it looks.
It looks good, believe me. See, I already see a few questions about the new raid. We already answered that. There are a few questions about season 1. Is the castle going to be in UHQ instead of the base of operations?
Play the season. But,
Play the season.
there's going to be, of course, a lot of things happening at the castle. It's not, we're not taking away the White House. It's still going to be there. It's part of Washington, D.C. So it's a difficult one to answer. I think if it's in terms of will you have more to do at the castle, yes. That's probably the best or the closest I can get.
Yeah, I mean, that's an answer
Yeah.
good enough because it's very hard to say yes or no.
Yeah. It's not, your new boo, if that's the question. But yeah.
Just an addition to an already existing experience. There are a few questions about the descent. Is the descent coming tomorrow? Yes, it's a part of the Year 5 Season 1 Broken Wings, so it will become available to all of you tomorrow. And once again, you don't need the Warlords of New York expansion to be able to play Descent. It also
that's
doesn't
cool.
matter if you want to play solo or in a group, and regardless of the level that you have, if you're below 30, if you're 40 and move to the shape progression, you're going to be rewarded depending on what your current main game character status is.
Correct.
And
That's cool.
also important thing to mention,
if you
all
don't
the
need Warlords.
rewards from Descent going to be available on your main character.
Oh, so yeah, the loot that you get out.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Yes. So once you exit the simulation and get back to the White House, you will have caches in your inventory that you can open, and that is normal loot that you can, or materials that you can use in your normal play elsewhere in the game.
Pretty cool.
Will you add checkpoints to Descent?
Yeah, we've seen that come up a lot, but we can't. It's just against the nature of the mode. So we are aware of and know that there's been, for example, if you had your internet connection died, or your PC crashed, or I don't know, something. Then we are making sure that at least the XP is added to your account. That is the best that we can do. But it's kind of against the mode to have a save. So it's, it was something that we investigated early on, and it's just not really doable in the sense of how it's structured, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And talking about XP, by the way, I just want to mention one quality of life, that conflict is actually going to get an XP buff to shade progression. It has its own XP inside conflict that awards you caches and whatnot, but we are, transferring a mathematically system into, your shade progression, so you actually can feel rewarded. So please also do give us feedback on that once it goes live tomorrow, so we can make sure that it's adjusted correctly. We hope that at least it feels much better than what it is today. So that should be good.
And one last question about Descent: Is there any plans to add more unique or exclusive talents to the mode?
Not currently, but again, we want to revisit Descent at a later date. But right now the team is all hands on the DLC and the in-game changes. So we'll see. But yeah, it's. I mean,
They're working
it's
on
a
that
good
DLC.
suggestion, and it's something that we've also been discussing. How much should we do about it in potential new years of content. Yeah.
Don't see any more questions about Descent. Okay, let's move to Incursion. Would it be possible to play Incursion solo? You can try,
No.
but
Just no. It's very, very tough. It's just, yeah. But we'll show you when we get there. Let's get through season 1 and all the good stuff in here, which can be played solo. And then we'll take that at the other side of the summer.
So, any chance to get a new global event? From what I know, there are no such plans, at least for now.
No, and again, it's tied into the changes that we want to bring by the end of year 5. So it wouldn't really make sense to invest the time in making new global events now. But yeah, more on that later in year 5.
And yeah, talking about roadmap, of course, there are a few questions about season 2.0, but as we mentioned, we cannot really discuss it right now,
No.
since we have 3 more seasons before it's even
Yeah,
a
yeah.
reality. But once there is more information to share to give you a glimpse into how
Obviously,
this
they're not gonna answer
new
anything
system
about
gonna
that,
work
'cause
and look
they're working
like,
on the DLC.
we're absolutely gonna share it. And let's wait a little bit. Will there be a New York DZ? I
A
assume
Dark Zone?
that's a question for the DLC, probably.
Yeah, no. We, I can't talk about that, a distant future, what's gonna happen. But right now we're focused on the roadmap that we presented to you guys, and then we'll see, what comes after that, if any. It's so far into the future right now, so I think as you just said,
You just gotta wait.
let's take
They're not
one
gonna answer
season at a
those.
time, and then get back to you guys.
Oh, there is another question. Then, if it's possible for us to add the Dark Zone exclusive blueprints to Descent. It's an interesting question.
I think they might be, but I can't recall. So it's the gear set, I guess, and the Dark Winter, and what else could it be? Yeah, there's a couple of items.
Matador.
I can't recall if they're on the list. I think they might actually be, but we'll have to play it, I guess.
I mean, 100% confirmed that there are going to be blueprints from the previous seasons available through reconstructed caches.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah, if there are Dark Zone specific ones, I'm not sure.
yeah, I'm also not sure. I think it's only the seasonal stuff from the previous seasons for now. But I mean, that's a good suggestion. That's
yeah.
definitely something that we can discuss and see for the future. Situation with fixing the PC crashes.
Yeah. So it's top of the list of things we want to do, and we have it on the agenda every single week to follow up on everything for any kind of crashes that we have. So we keep at it, and we keep adding people to the team that has expertise in helping with this. Because we need it to go away. It's very simple. So we have reduced it quite a lot. But again, then it's PC. We saw a Windows update that suddenly introduced the crashes, and then we need to start working on that. And that's just how it works on PC. But yeah, I just want to make sure that you understand that we know, and it's top priority for us to work on any PC crashes. Yes.
And,
I've been having a good
gonna be
experience
one
on mine.
last question. Will DLC come with a price tag?
We're not ready to disclose that right now.
I think it's gonna
Okay.
be paid for.
And I think that's it.
If they're gonna spend that much time and effort for DLC, expandable areas, mission, story.
Because we already discussed, there was one about the cheaters. If there's anything in the pipeline as a countermeasure for hackers and cheaters, but we already discussed that.
Yeah.
In detail. So yeah, no
Yeah, they
other
already talked about
information
that.
can be shared at this point. Like that's one of the top priorities that we have right now, similar to PC crashes. So
I'm
whenever we have
I'm
more
happy with
information,
what
we'll
they
try to
announced
update
today,
you, of
what they
course,
talked
but-
about. I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yep.
Want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about
And-
what's coming tomorrow?
I think that's it.
So they're gonna be wrapping
And
up here.
actually, I would very much love to thank you for being here today.
Very good,
and
very good
answering
stream. A lot of
all,
very
my
informative.
questions and
Definitely
questions
love.
from the chat. I'm super excited for Broken Wings. It will become available to you.
So we're gonna be putting it on mute, guys. I'm excited for what we heard. They definitely broke down what we're getting. They talked about cheaters. I think it was a good clarification on why there were so many ban waves. They're developing new ways to track them. He went down the full roadmap for year 5, so excited for that. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where the Division 2 goes from here. We are going to wrap it up here, guys. Hey, I appreciate the support you guys been showing me. If you guys have been missing my live streams, we've been streaming on twitch.tv/NothingButSkillz. I think our next stream will be most likely tomorrow because I'm trying to go. Well, I am going to the NBA Finals, so that's tonight. So I got a lot of videos I got to edit for you guys, have them up. So I'm going to focus on that right now, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys tomorrow. We will be streaming tomorrow. Hey, Nothing But Skills out. Take it easy, everybody.